Throughout American history, gang battles have epitomized the violent nature of organized crime. These confrontations often stem from power struggles over territories, illegal enterprises, and personal vendettas. From Wild West shootouts to modern-era clashes, these battles left a lasting mark on the nation. Each battle, whether a daring prison break, a heist gone awry, or a brutal massacre, showcased the deadly lengths criminals would go to assert dominance. These violent episodes often resulted in casualties and public outcry, leading to stricter laws and intensified efforts to combat organized crime, reminding us of the brutal realities of America's criminal underworld. Battle of Little Bohemia. The Battle of Little Bohemia took place on April 22, 1934, in Manitowish Waters, Wisconsin. It involved a shootout between the FBI and John Dillinger's gang at the Little Bohemia Lodge. The FBI, attempting to capture Dillinger, initiated the gunfight that resulted in the deaths of one civilian and one federal agent, with several others injured. Dillinger and his gang escaped, highlighting the difficulties law enforcement faced in capturing notorious criminals during the public enemy era. The incident underscored the lethal nature of gang confrontations and the ongoing struggle between law enforcement and organized crime during the 1930s. Lufthansa Heist. The Lufthansa Heist, occurring on December 11, 1978, at JFK International Airport, New York, was one of the largest cash thefts in American history. Organized by members of the Lucchese crime family, the heist netted over $5 million in cash and $875,000 in jewelry. While the heist itself was relatively bloodless, the aftermath led to numerous violent deaths as gang members attempted to cover their tracks. Over the following months, several individuals connected to the heist were murdered, demonstrating the lethal lengths the mob would go to secure their criminal enterprise. This event was famously dramatized in the movie Goodfellas. Battle of Alcatraz. The Battle of Alcatraz occurred from May 2nd to May 4th, 1946, at the infamous Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary. Inmates led by Bernard Coy attempted a daring escape, seizing control of the prison's weapons and taking guards hostage. The violent confrontation resulted in the deaths of 3 inmates and 2 guards, with 14 guards and 1 inmate wounded. The battle ended with the intervention of U.S. Marines. The intensity of the violence and the high-profile nature of the prison made this one of the most notorious prison riots in U.S. history, highlighting the desperate measures inmates would take to escape. North Hollywood Shootout. The North Hollywood Shootout on February 28, 1997, was a dramatic and highly televised gun battle between 2 heavily armed bank robbers and the Los Angeles Police Department. The robbers, equipped with body armor and automatic weapons, engaged in a 44-minute firefight, injuring 11 police officers and 7 civilians before being killed. The sheer scale of firepower and the duration of the shootout led to significant changes in police armament and tactics across the U.S. The incident highlighted the dangers of heavily armed criminals and the need for law enforcement to be equally equipped to respond to such threats. The OK Corral Gunfight. The gunfight at the OK Corral took place on October 26, 1881, in Tombstone, Arizona. It involved a 30-second shootout between the Earp brothers, Doc Holliday, and members of the Clanton-McLaury gang. Tensions over law enforcement and cattle rustling culminated in this deadly confrontation. 3 members of the Clanton-McLaury gang were killed, and several others were wounded. The gunfight became legendary, symbolizing the violent lawlessness of the American Wild West. Its notoriety has persisted in popular culture, often dramatized in films and literature, highlighting the fierce battles over justice and control in frontier towns. Kansas City Massacre. The Kansas City Massacre on June 17, 1933, was a bloody shootout that shocked the nation. It involved gang members attempting to free Frank Nash, a notorious criminal, from federal custody at the Union Station in Kansas City, Missouri. The ambush resulted in the deaths of 4 law enforcement officers and Nash himself. The violence demonstrated the lengths to which criminals would go to rescue their own, leading to a nationwide crackdown on gang activities. The massacre prompted the FBI to gain more power and resources, significantly altering the federal approach to combating organized crime. This incident highlighted the ruthless nature of gang violence during the Prohibition era and underscored the urgent need for stronger law enforcement measures. Purple Gang versus Joe Masseria. On September 13, 1930, a violent clash occurred between Detroit's Purple Gang and New York mob boss Joe Masseria's men at the Mila Flores apartments in Detroit. This gang battle, part of the larger Castellammares War, resulted in 3 deaths. The Purple Gang, known for their ruthlessness, ambushed Masseria's men in retaliation for encroaching on their territory. The gunfight was notable for its intense violence and strategic execution, solidifying the Purple Gang's fearsome reputation. The incident highlighted the deadly nature of territorial disputes among organized crime factions during Prohibition. FBI Miami Shootout. The FBI Miami shootout on April 11, 1986, involved a deadly gunfight between FBI agents and 2 bank robbers, Michael Platt and William Maddox. The confrontation resulted in the deaths of 2 FBI agents and the robbers, with 5 other agents wounded. The intense violence and resulting casualties shocked the law enforcement community. The shootout led to significant changes in FBI tactics and weaponry, including the adoption of more powerful firearms and better protective gear. The incident underscored the lethal threat posed by well-armed criminals and the need for improved law enforcement preparedness. St. Valentine's Day Massacre. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre occurred on February 14, 1929, in Chicago, marking a pivotal event in the Prohibition-era gang wars. Al Capone's South Side gang targeted Bugs Moran's North Side gang in a violent ambush. Men dressed as police officers lined up 7 Moran associates against a wall and shot them dead. This massacre aimed to eliminate Moran's control over Chicago's illegal alcohol market, showcasing the extreme measures gangs took to dominate Prohibition's lucrative trade. The cold-blooded killings shocked the nation, resulting in increased law enforcement efforts against organized crime and solidifying Capone's ruthless reputation. Bloody Christmas. The Bloody Christmas gang battle erupted in Los Angeles in December 1992 between the Mexican Mafia and the 18th Street Gang. Tensions over drug territory and gang dominance led to a series of violent clashes. On Christmas Eve, a particularly deadly confrontation resulted in multiple fatalities and injuries. The violence extended over several days, causing significant fear and chaos in the community. The Bloody Christmas incident highlighted the ruthless nature of gang conflicts in LA and the devastating impact on public safety and community stability. The battle underscored the severe consequences of gang rivalries over drug trade control. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons below.